Hey friends, my name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to hell! Welcome to Whoop Wednesday. 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 We are going to be comparing a fully upgraded Mobula6 2024. Not fully upgraded. Almost fully upgraded. To a relatively stock BetaFPV Air65 tonight. The upgrades that have been done to the Mobula6 2024, I want to say make sense, but that's a pretty silly thing to say. Look, here it is. The BetaFPV Meteor 65 Air doesn't really need... It doesn't have as clearly a defined upgrade path as the Mobula6 2024. Basically, the camera and canopy on the Air65, you can't really save any weight there. They weigh exactly the same as me sneezing. Okay. They weigh exactly the same as the old school Mobula6 canopy and RunCam Nano 3. So on the Air65, there's really no reason to change the camera and canopy. And that's the main mod that's been done to this thing to make it, the Mobula6 2024, to make it perform better, right? The Air65 already comes with the 180 degree BT 2.0. That's one of the other mods that I did to this guy. It comes with an A30, which is the same thing, but the 180 degree is better. Because it gives you a little something to hold on to. It doesn't perform any different. The frame that comes with the Mobula6 2024 is fine, but this Lite AF frame is amazing. And the Happy Model motors are shorter, and they work perfectly with this Lite AF frame. The Air65, the frame has the duct tire, which work really well with the motors that are on it. If I switch the motors on this down the road, I probably will, I will then have to switch the frame out. So these two, I guess this is like a stock motor comparison between these two guys, which is kind of great because the motors are direct soldered on. and the pads are tiny, and most people aren't going to want to desolder motors, cut connectors off of a perfectly good set of motors, and solder those on. Lots of people will, but yeah, it sucks to have to direct solder tiny whoop motors. It's super annoying. It's totally doable, but it's super annoying. And then typically it's going to make you not fly the rig as hard, because if you blow up a motor, you have to pull it all the way apart and get the soldering iron in there and yada, yada, yada. Having motors on plugs is magic, because you just hammer the shit out of the thing. And it's like, oh, I bent a motor shaft. Damn, I have to spend $10 whole on a replacement motor, unscrew 3 screws, and plug a connector in. Like, it's just so easy, and that makes you fly really hard. Hopefully, you should be. But, you know, in the interest of saving as much weight as possible, by the way, this is a version 1 Mobula6 2024 with no motor plugs and the direct soldered motors. So yeah, this should be a cool comparison. The motors are both stock. They're both relatively the same KV. We've got the same propellers on here, the Gemfan 1219S's, which are the perfect props for these kind of sort of lower KV 702s. I should stop saying lower. Sub 30,000 KV is what I should start saying. 0702s. And then, yeah, I did put the lightest possible antenna on the Air65 just to try to save a little bit of weight here. The Mobula6 2024 has had massive weight savings from the frame and from the canopy and from the camera. I put one of my new ORT Micro Vs on here, which is 0.4 of a gram. And then I put a modded whip antenna where I've removed the ground plane, which is 0.2 of a gram. So I've tried to kind of simulate a little bit of an upgrade here, a little bit of a mod path here with the lighter weight antenna. Realistically, the path to modify this down the road is swapping the motors out. And when you swap the motors out to Happy Model, it's going to make a lot of sense to swap the frame out. We're going to get there with this, but I do want to fly it a bunch stone stock, relatively stock, right, other than the antenna. And so, yeah, I thought this would be like a really cool comparison, like very, very simple mods, right? These are mods that you can do with a screwdriver. Swap the frame, swap the well, no. You have to direct solder the camera on this. Almost solderless mods. But yeah, I thought this would be kind of a cool comparison between these two guys. Excited? Hopefully? Maybe not? Doubles FPV was first. Andrew Taylor is next. FPV Toast, Cloudhopper, Notice, Douglas Otwell, Cole Powers, Adam Weston, Scotty Scott, Tom Johnson, Stryker, Mick Mucus, Walter Van Den Ord, Brent Anderson, Cole Powers, Fusion Catalyst, Jbo888, Render, Safe Zone, Ninja Monkey, Skull901, Frank Nicholas, Volusia. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming. Sorry for the late stream scheduling and the late start. Maggie and I, Wednesday nights, Maggie and I go to couples dance lessons. It's a dance called West Coast Swing. You know, I've never actually, like, I've talked about it here and there, but I don't know if I've ever actually shown you guys what the hell West Coast Swing is. And, like, if you just search West Coast Swing, like, you'll find some stuff, but, like, here, let me give you something good. Hold on. Playlists. I should have, oh, hey, easy, buddy, easy. Take it easy. Stop. There we go. Here's Joe Allen, Savannah. These two are amazing. I mean, this is obviously, like, absolute best of the best, but check this out. This is these are some of the best in the world, but this is just, yeah, this is West Coast Swing. Here you guys go. I'm gonna get copyright dinged for this, but it'll be all right.
Hope the winds of change will change your mind. I could give 1,000 reasons why, and I know you, and you've got to make it on your own, but we don't have to go up, we could stay forever young. Living on my sofa, drinking rum and cola underneath the rising sun. I could give 1,000 reasons why, but you're going, and you know that all you have to do is stay a minute, just take.
There you guys go. That's a little man. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have shown the actual video. That was really stupid. But hopefully they don't ding me. But yeah, that's it. Here comes a link to that if you want to actually check that out. Man, it is hot as hell down here, and I'm still wearing like pants and shit. Yeah, it's super slick. Very, very, very difficult. But yeah, super slick. I just got this shirt yesterday from a place called I forget the name. That's the name of the place. It's a consignment store. It's like a fancy kind of consignment store. I saw this shirt. I was like, "Yup, that shirt's for me. That's my shirt now." And now it is. So yeah, check that out. Do it. All right. This is good to go. If you want to talk to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you want to support me on the crazy adventure that is doing FPV as a full-time job, head on over to CiottiFPV.com, click all the buttons, and yeah. Hold on, I got to get the audio back off here. There we go. Patreon helps me out the most. Etsy and Teespring, you can buy some fun stuff. Fiverr, you can work one-on-one with me if you want to get better fast. PayPal, if you want to support me direct without YouTube or Google taking 30% of your super chat. And then loads of affiliate links. If you're doing an order on the internet, use an affiliate link. It doesn't affect you in any way. Change your bookmarks. If you use bookmarks, change them to be people's affiliate links, your favorite content creators' affiliate links. If you don't use bookmarks and like you just go to your URL bar and type like AMA for Amazon, off on the right side of the suggestion, there's a way that you can remove that suggestion, like an X or something like that. Remove all of your current suggestions for these websites, and then click these affiliate links a couple times. That's going to tell your browser, hey, whenever I type in UMMA for Umagod's website, I actually want to go to Ciotti's affiliate link. And then you don't have to worry about remembering to use people's affiliate links. And you can do that for Amazon, Get FPV, Pyro Drone, Race Day Quads, Newbie Drone, We Bleed FPV, FPV Cycle, Oh My God, Brain 3D, HD0, Flymoo Emax, Flywoo, Emax, Banggood, and Camera Butter. AliExpress one is broken. There you go. That's how you support people so that they can make cool stuff for you to watch on YouTube. Notice tagged me and said, hey, we dealt with that. Striker says, hey, Cole Powers says that shirt. Cole Powers also says, did you see Ross's video about the Air65? I did. VTX output at 25 milliwatts is like 200 milliwatts on R1. Yeah, and then on the next power setting up, it's like 450 milliwatts. The Air65 is outputting way too high in terms of power levels. Totally fine for us freestyle donkeys, but for racers, they might not love that. That's one of the reasons that the Mobula6s are not really allowed in most of the whoop racing, because they output too much power at 25 milliwatts and it shits all over all the other racers. So I have a funny feeling that yeah, the Air65 might be a little bit frowned upon in the racing scene. Hopefully not. Hopefully there'll be a fix or something like that. But yeah, that was crazy to see that. Jabo888 says, you've inspired me to build the 75mm 2S Walksnail rig. I only have analog, and it's hard to spend the money and upgrade my goggles, especially when no Walksnail does analog. Yeah, it's a super shame that the Goggles X don't have as good of an analog sort of implementation as the HD0 goggles. There are ways to do it, but they're not slick, and like you're going to be 3D printing like a thing, and yeah, so I mean it's possible, but yeah, kind of annoying, and it seems to be, from what I've seen, there's it's not a super low latency way of doing it, whereas the HD0 analog implementation is like amazing. So that's kind of a shame. Although, I mean, these these old school Walksnail goggles are amazing, and they are not very expensive, and they are going to hold their value really well. So yeah, I mean, snagging a cheap set of Fat Sharks off of Facebook Marketplace or eBay and then grabbing a set of these is not that bad of an idea. To me, Walksnail is like the most versatile of the digital systems. So like a set of analog goggles and then a set of Walksnail goggles, for me, like that's it, man. Walksnail on 5-inch, 3-inch, all that kind of stuff. Even on the tiny whoops. And then analog for like razor sharp indoor full tilt freestyle tiny whoops, and away you go. So yeah. Walter says, good comparison. I check tomorrow. It's too late. Thanks for stopping by, brother. Scotty Scott says, aren't the spacers that come with the cockroach to put under the aren't there spacers that come with the cockroach to put under the Happy Model motors to raise them up to the ducks? No. But there are spacers that come with the Meteor 65 Air frame to lift the motors up. The problem is that those spacers are like hard plastic, and it's just a terrible idea to add weight all the way out here on the ends of the arms. So yeah, technically you could do that, but the whole point of this frame is that it's super, super, super lightweight. If you then use spacers, that's silly. It makes much more sense to get the cockroach Lite AF frame, not have to use spacers, because yeah, I mean, really the only reason to run these ultra lightweight frames is to have them be ultra lightweight, and then if you're putting spacers, that's going to kill that. So yeah, I would not recommend you do this. And what's interesting is when you buy the Air 65, it does not come with those spacers. You would have to buy this and an additional Air 65 frame to get the spacers. But don't do that. The Lite AF frame is better. I've not had great luck with this durability wise. Admittedly, that was back with Happy Model motors and the ducts pushing up over the props. Once I've had the Air 65 prototypes for over a month, and they've actually been really durable. But so has this. This Lite AF frame has been super durable, and it's lighter than the Air 65 frame. So yeah, if you were to use those spacers, you'd have a frame that's slightly heavier, and then the heavier spacers. Like, why? This is like a $4 frame. Just get one, or get half a dozen so that you have a bunch of extras, and or you can equip the whole fleet with them. County FPV says, I just got a fixed camera mount and what's a fixed camera mount? And a GNB 1500, and the two of them together make it difficult to plug the battery in. Is it a bad idea to do an extension lead? Yeah, it is. It makes much more sense to remove your current battery lead and to get a longer one and just direct solder it on there. It's not the end of the world, but it's just going to become messy, and it's just another thing to kind of fail. And with a 5-inch rig, like for me, I'm super careful with them. Like the last thing I need is a 5-inch rig to fall out of the air and hit somebody in the face or fall in somebody's car. Like you can actually do damage with them, right? Like with a tiny whoop or even like a 3-inch rig, it's a joke, right? Like if it falls out of the sky, like what's it gonna hurt, an ant? But yeah, with 5-inch rigs, like they're a little too heavy and angry, and so yeah, I would definitely advise against not doing some kind of like a janky little extension. Even if it wasn't a janky extension lead, it's still kind of janky because of what it is, and you're just adding more things to kind of fail, right? So if you're gonna stick with the fixed camera mount and that size battery, yeah, I would recommend doing it right. Get another XT60 with a big long lead on it, cut it to the right length, and away you go. 1500 mAh, I'm assuming 6S. That is a hell of a big battery though, County. Unless you're doing like long range stuff, that's an awful lot. One of the really nice things you can do with 5-inch rigs is actually lose a little bit of weight. Because they're awful heavy and they're awful slidey, which makes shooting smaller gaps more difficult. So yeah, if you can do, I run 6S 1050s on lightweight, relatively efficient rigs, and I get like 4.5-5 minutes from them. heavier rigs are obviously going to get less runtime, but a 1500 mAh 6S, like that's a lot. So yeah, maybe have that. Yeah, I don't know. It depends. It depends on the frame. It depends on what GoPro you're carrying. It depends on how much extra TPU stuff you've put on there. But for me, it's, you know, even with big ass rigs, it's still about saving weight where you can. It does make them perform better. Even though, like, you know, sometimes you'll save 10 grams and you'll do the math and you're like, well, that's only a 0.5% of weight savings. But like that, I'm just making that number up for the record. But like if you find a 0.5% here, a 0.5% there, 0.5%, it's going to add up. And there will be a difference there. So yeah, maybe if you're on 4S, 1500 makes an awful lot of sense. But if you're on 6S, a 6S 1500 mAh battery, to me, that's like a long range battery. Or that's like I run 1400 mAh 6Ss on the ultra high speed rig. But it's a rig meant to cruise at 100 miles an hour, not cruise at 100, but like, yeah, break triple digits. So I put a big ass battery on there. So yeah, just some food for thought. Smaller batteries and more frequent battery changes is going to perform an awful lot better. And yeah, more, so you'll end up paying the same amount of money for like more, like 8 smaller batteries versus 5 bigger higher mAh batteries. They're going to cost the same amount. And then like as you start crashing hard too, more smaller batteries, they're going to crash better because they're not going to hit as hard because it's not going to be as heavy. But also you're going to have more batteries. So when you destroy battery, it's like less of a hit. So yeah, again, just some food for thought. What else is happening here? I got to do some orders, man. I need to get some light AF frames. So I'm going to be doing a newbie drone order. I'm going to snag a set of these 802 EX19000s to test to see if on 2S maybe an 802 will work on the 75mm Walksnail 2S Freestyle rig. And then while I'm at it, while I'm ordering on TinyWhoop, I'm going to try these 1S 450s with the little leads. I think they're a little bit lighter than the ones with the big plastic. Let's see. The big plastic heads on them. I do like the ones with the big plastic heads on them because the batteries won't eject. I'm worried that these batteries here are going to eject, but you know, only one way to find out. Yeah, so the batteries that I've been running, the Weebleed 450s, are 12.4 grams, and then it looks like these guys are 11.6. So I'm going to save 0.8 of a gram, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is. So yeah, that'll be cool. So I'll get a set of 4 of these to check them out. I'm also going to get 2 more of these 2S300s because I am really impressed by them, and only having 2 batteries is super annoying for that rig. And then I'm going to snag a couple more of these Mobula6 canopies just in case they ever like go away forever. I want to be... I do think that this is the best canopy ever. And I have a bunch of them, but yeah, they do eventually break, and they're $3. So why not have like 10 extras of the damn things? God forbid they ever get discontinued, as everything does in FPV. I'll have enough for the next, 5 years or whatever. So yeah, that's going to be the TinyWhoop order. As long as that gets me to where free shipping is. I do need to look around on the Newbie Drone store. I got to see if there's anything super interesting. I refuse to pay for shipping. So I will not do an order on a store until I've found enough stuff that I can get free shipping. It's very strange, but like if you do the math, free shipping is sometimes like a 5 or even 10% discount. So it really does matter. But yeah, I haven't really spent any time floating around their website yet. So I need to do that. I'm sure I'll be able to find a couple more things that we can test together and get me over there, whatever the free shipping number is. So yeah, if there's anything on Newbie Drone's website that you guys are like desperate for me to test, let me know. Tag me in the chat, type CiottiFPV in the chat, and let me know. And yeah, maybe I'll snag it. Because I'm buying a bunch of the light AF frames. I'm going to buy like 4 or 6 of them, but they're only $5 each. So like that's not going to get me near the whatever free shipping amount is. $80 maybe. Most of the free shipping, man, Back in my day, you used to only have to spend $50 to get free shipping on these websites. Now it's up at like towards 80 a lot of times. But makes sense. Everything's more expensive. Notice says, so when I order an Air65, do I want the racing higher KV model? Oh boy. Word on the street is that so there's two versions of the Air65, the race and the freestyle version. In my opinion, they've got the names backwards. They're calling the freestyle the 23,000 kV version, they're calling the freestyle version. The 27,000 kV version, they're calling the race. I think that's backwards because racers are shooting for runtime and efficiency, and they're just like burying the throttle all the time. So to me, in my opinion, the freestyle should be the higher KV one, and the race one should be the lower KV one. But whatever. Word on the street is they used the same thickness winding material on the 27,000 kV as they did on the 23,000 kV, and that's not great. And so if you want efficiency, but the problem is 23,000 kV is kind of low. I did test they sent me two prototypes, one race, one freestyle, and they both felt pretty fine once you got them on the 1219 S motor propellers. And so that's usually like a dead giveaway if the same motor, if the lower KV and the higher KV, if especially like between 23,000 and 27,000, that's a huge difference. If those two motors feel pretty similar, that's a dead giveaway that they didn't retool the machine when they wound up the higher KV. And so, yeah, the 23,000 kV is probably going to be it's certainly going to be more efficient because it's lower KV, but then it could also be more efficient because the thickness of the windings is correct for the number of turns. Higher KV is achieved by turning the windings less around each stator pole. And so to correctly do that, you're supposed to run a thicker copper winding, because otherwise you wind the same thickness copper less times and you have less copper, which is going to produce less torque on those stator poles. So what they're supposed to do is retool the machine for a thicker copper when they wind the higher KV motors. With tiny whoops, everything has to be ultra cheap, so they try to find every possible little way to, not waste time, money. And so, again, that is hearsay. I've heard other people talking about that. I've seen that the 27,000 kVs motors have less runtime than the 23,000s. That would make sense, even if they did retool the machine, because it's a higher KV and it makes more power. But yeah, it's something that we have seen before and we will see again. The manufacturers not using the thicker windings on the higher KV motors. It's not the end of the world. You'll be okay with either one of them. The 27,000 kV version, the race version, it does make more power, period. And as you're going to see in a little bit, I'm still getting like 3 minutes, little bit over 3 minutes of runtime on this. And in my opinion, 3 minutes of runtime is plenty, and we should not be complaining about that. These folded cell BT 2.0 batteries are cheap. You can get them pretty much everywhere. And so, yeah. But that is a pretty personal decision. Do you want more runtime and less power, and potentially more grunt and more torque, or do you want more horsepower and less efficiency? I forgot to put... I wanted to put some more of these 260 mAh batteries on the charger. So I'm going to have 4 of the 260s, and then we're also going to fly a bunch of these 300s. We're going to do a bunch of flying tonight. I'm going to really bounce back and forth between these two rigs a bunch. So yeah, there you go. Striker says you should try this cool whoop. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called the Hummingbird V3. I've got. I assume that you're being facetious, but yeah, Newbie Drone sent me the Hummingbird V3 ages ago when it as a prototype actually. I gave them a bunch of feedback, and then they sent me one of the release versions, and unfortunately it didn't hold up to the punishment that I give it, that I give things, and it broke pretty quickly. They sent me a replacement board, and then that broke pretty quickly as well. So yeah, the Hummingbird is really interesting and very lightweight, but unfortunately the durability is the problem with it for anybody that hasn't seen those old live streams. But if you go to my channel, search for Hummingbird V3, there's a whole bunch of live streams on it. If it were durable, it would be a real thing. But yeah, and I haven't heard anything about them being able to figure out. The VTX was going, and it was going when you would crash kind of hard, and it's like, how do you fix that? I had to stop at McDonald's on the way home to get something because I was starving. What is this? What am I doing here? These go here. I got to do some 75mm jungle gym basher testing. I'll put that. Actually, I'm gonna put this over on the coffee table. That'll guarantee that I see it tomorrow and do some testing. Testies. Oh, hold on. Let me set these gates up. Hang on, friends. If we're gonna be flying 65 tonight, we need some gates, yo. Oh, look who it is. It's a spaghetti monster! What's up, you little bastard? What are you doing? Come here, buddy. Why is your face all wet? What are you doing? Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. No? He knows I'm going to pick him up. He doesn't like to be picked up, but I like to pick him up. So, you know, there's that. Come here. Come here. Come here, little boy. Come here, little boy. Come here. Ay-ya. Oh. Oh, there he is. Oh, God, his face is soaked. Soaking wet. Don't touch me with that big mustache. Ugh. Oh, God, that's... Never mind. There he is. Oh. 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 Oh, I love him. Oh. Hello. Good boy. See, it's not too bad being picked up. God, he hates it. Man, his face is soaked. It looks like he's just... Instead of drinking. Jbo888 says, can you talk me out of 75mm 2S analog build? Oh, yeah, easily. It seems like it would be so much fun, but does it really just not perform well? It's not that it's not going to perform well. It's just going to be out of balance. It's going to have too much weight and too much thrust. It's going to have more... The biggest problem is going to be it's going to just have way too much power. Tiny whoops are not for, like, massive power. They're for shooting... They're for flying small, right? So, I haven't talked about this in a while, but one of the things that I'll say that some people will be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Is flying big versus flying small. And the easiest way to think about it is flying at big locations and flying at small locations. That's what you, if you're at a big spot, you fly big. Big throws, big power, big ground speed. When you fly small, you fly tight in the house, in the garden. You'd look for tiny little gaps, you drop down below stuff, you like when you level change, you level change from like being all the way on the deck to like 1 foot up. When you're flying big and you change levels, you fly from being on the deck to 5 feet up, right? And so tiny whoops are for flying small. And when you're flying small, you don't need gobs of power. If you build a rig that has a tiny whoop that has gobs of power, all you're going to do is break the shit out of the frame. Also, the frame selection is kind of tough. Although with a 75, we do have a whole bunch of frames that will accept a 2S battery, so that's not an issue. That's more of an issue with 65s. But yeah, so that would be my way of talking you out of it. Basically, a Mobula6 1S ELRS with a motor swap, excuse me, to 0802 25,000s or 27,000s. That's all the power that you'll ever need. BT 2.0 as well, and then the 450 mAh folded cell batteries. That's it. That is a balanced rig. A lot of people think that has too much power. Those people are wrong. They're not wrong. They're just misinformed. No, yeah, it's just the right amount of power. And if it has too much power, you just motor limit it down. And guess what? Now it's perfect. You get to pick exactly the right amount of power. But yeah, the much like with cars, there's a balance, and there's a balance of power to weight. And like, if you shift that balance and you've got too much power, not only does the rig tend to get heavier, but it's harder to fly in the situation that it should be flown in. So a lot of this, yeah, a lot of like the finer, like the, when I initially start screwing around and trying to figure out like the best combination of parts, I'm like hitting it with a hammer, like making big changes, going to really powerful motors, really not so powerful motors. And then like, so you figure out, you hit the problem with a hammer a bunch, and then you really kind of refine it. And yeah, what you're working towards is finding the best rig that performs really well in like a specific scenario. And with Tiny Whoops, there is a specific scenario, right? If you put a ton of power into these, you're just going to break the frame all the time. It's a plastic frame, right? Like, just by the fact that it's a plastic frame, you don't want to have mega power, because it's just not going to hold up. They're meant to be small and light and maneuverable and whatnot. So there you go. There's your there's me talking you out of an analog 75mm 2S. Striker says, oh no, we got that. Oh, Striker also says, Hummingbird was a joke. Wish it was good, but at least we got Air 65 for $95 now. Yep. Denzel the Terrible says, good evening. What's up, homie? Kevin James says, hello, everyone. All right, cool. We're caught up. Let's start flying, yo. Big bag of disgusting out of here. Let's start flying, and then I'll take a break to answer some questions, and then we'll fly some more. I got a bunch of batteries on the charger. That should be good. Teddy just ran away, so that's nice. There's a fly flying around, which is absolutely driving me insane. But I'll live. I will live. The batteries that have been sitting here charged, I'm just putting them back on the charger. Hey, to make sure that they're topped up. Hey, Emax sent me some of their new battery leads that they say are better than BT 2.0. I don't know of any batteries that use these leads. So they sent me the male and the female. And I don't know of any batteries that use these. And I'm not about to hack up a bunch of my BT 2.0 batteries to change the connector on them. So I'm not really going to use these. Does anybody want them? I'll send them to you for the price of shipping. Yeah, I don't know what to, like, I feel bad that they sent these to me. It was cool of them. And I don't want them to just sit here, and I'm never going to hack up a battery to switch this lead on. So if somebody wants these, if somebody has a battery where the lead broke off or something like that, or if you're really just, desperate to try these out, message me somewhere. All my contact info is on CiottiFPV.com, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. If you want them, I'll send them to you for shipping, which is usually like $5, although it depends. If you're on the other side of the world, it's going to be a lot more. But yeah, I would rather see these get used by somebody. It's 3 males and 3 females. I would rather see somebody use these than them just sit here forever and then eventually I throw them away. I'm sure that they're ever so slightly better than BT 2.0, but there are no batteries with them yet. Once there are batteries with them, yeah, maybe they'll be more realistic of an option, but like, I don't know, it's kind of too little too late. Like it's great that Emax is going to have a good connector on their 1S stuff, but like BT 2.0 is already, there's a dozen different batteries that use it. Like, this is not going to magically take over. But if you're in that Emax ecosystem, they will almost certainly have batteries sooner than later with these on them. And so, yeah, if you want these, message me, and they're all yours. Also, I've got a The Collective shirt. It just says The Collective all down. This is one of the Fiverr shirts in medium. If anybody wants a green Collective CiottiFPV shirt in medium, let me know. Look at this, yo. I was into basketball growing up. And so instead of a baseball card collection, I had a basketball card collection. That was in the 90s when we were up in Elegy, Northwest Georgia, I guess it was. We went to an antique store and they had a whole bunch of cards, and it just blew my mind that they had these. These are what I used to buy. NBA Hoops, 1990, 90, 91, 91, 92, 90, 91. So I had to snag a set of each. I just couldn't. I just, yeah. I hadn't thought about or seen this packaging since I was like single digit years old, I guess, right? 91, I was 9 and 10 years old. And so, yeah. Denzel says, open the cards in the stream. Hell no. These are staying exactly like this. I was gonna buy 2 packs of each to open one and not open the other, but these were like $4.50 each, I think. I was like, yeah, no, $9 for 2 of these is fine, but I ain't spending $18. I'm too cheap for that. So yeah, I thought that was cool. If you're a 80s, 90s kid, maybe you recognize these. Although I think most people would recognize baseball cards, not basketball cards. I'm sure not many people have basketball card collections, except my weird ass. But yeah. Striker says 2S analog 75mm sucks. 6S 75mm is better. Kevin James says hello everyone in CiottiFPV. What's up, brother? Striker says 8S is for 65mm. There we go. Denzel the Turbo says open the turbo. Oh, we got that. All right, cool. We're good. Hey, also, if anybody is doing Walksnail builds, Walksnail Tiny Whoop builds, I have some extra of the M1.2x12 screws that you're going to need to run down through the double stack board. Let me know if you need these. It's like $5 to get 50 of these from eBay, but yeah, so you won't necessarily save money getting them from me, but I have more than I need. So yeah, maybe go to my Etsy store and find something else that you want to buy, and then I'll throw in 4 of these or whatever. But yeah, I have some extras. If you need them, let me know. I need to pull footage off of this, and I keep forgetting to do that. So let me put that there. Cool. These 3 batteries are fully charged, as is this one. So yeah, we've got 4 good batteries that we can run. Hopefully both of these are on, hi buddy, ELRS 3.0, so that I don't have to constantly change the bing bongs back and forth. All right, let's do it. Let's fry some crods. Do I have goggles? I do. Juju says, is the Mobula6 ELRS still available? It is indeed. Bob Bruce says, I also have a basketball card collection and Magic the Gathering, LOL. I never got into Magic. I always wanted to. Striker says, was talking to Heads about this yesterday. How often do people ask for free whoops? Oh, not very often. But it does happen. People do just think that, like, because you have a YouTube channel that you're independently wealthy. And in many cases, nothing could be farther from the truth. I make less money now than I have since I was like 20 years old. But it's worth it. You know, I do something that I love, and it's hard to find something that you love to do that also pays really, really well. You know, we only live once, and it could end at any time. And so I've chosen to prioritize doing something that I enjoy over making a lot of money. That's a totally personal choice. There is no wrong answer. Making loads of money sets you up for your future and allows you to, maybe have more fun once you've retired. But I don't know. I'm not totally convinced that this world is going to survive until I'm retired. So I'm living hard now. And there's the potential that, this could turn into something that makes really decent money. But yeah, for right now, I'm just enjoying getting to hang out with you beautiful bastards 4 times a week. So, Juju says, thoughts on Emax whoops. Great for beginners. For those of us that are like FPV 102, FPV 103, they're too heavy and I'm not going to say that they're fragile, but like when you break them, they tie you into their ecosystem. So when you break the frame, you can only buy their replacement frame. You're never going to be able to find a frame that works better for the way that you fly and you crash. So again, Emax stuff, like great for beginners. I started on a plastic 2.3-inch Baby Hawk toothpick style rig, and it was great. It was good enough to get me started and keep me into the hobby. But other than that, yeah, you're kind of locked in with them, which can get a little bit frustrating. Kevin James with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Very, very kind of you. No comment. Just wants to support the absolute insanity that is trying to make a living on YouTube. Thank you, homie. Let's fly the Air65 first. Flat spot away from me. And we're going to run these on the 300 mAh batteries first because those are the ones that are charged. All right. That's looking good. I'm going to set this up so I can just speed run from one to the other. Almost got the fly. It's one of those big, annoying-ass flies, too, that you can never hit because they have 8,000 little eyeball dimple things. Hey! This one's definitely ELRS3. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Oh, where's the thing? Hold on, nothing's working. Nothing's working. Hold up. What? Where's the, hold on. Hold on! I gotta unplug and replug. Come on. There we go. All right. Hopefully that'll work. Why are the goggles being such idiots? Stop it! Stop beeping! There we go! Okay, yeah, that's what I got to look at. This did go swimming in the dog bowl, but it was totally fine yesterday or the day before. Yeah, there we go. Now we're good. That was odd. Alright, so you're just gonna beep, huh? I'm gonna smash you! Hold up. Hold up. These goggles are being donkey raping shit eaters. Okay. So. Do I have another goggle battery or what? Yay! Okay. Teddy, relax. Relax. I see you over there getting ready to freak out. Arm it just so it doesn't get too hot. Morton Upshot says, nice undies. They are, right? I got them from Old Navy the other day. Maggie went wild. It was great. Never underestimate the power of underwear, boys. All right. We're good now. Fucking za. You guys have video? We all have video. Teddy? Hey! Fluffy monster! He's a fluffy monster! He's a fluffy monster! Fluffy monster! Fluffy monster dog! Way! This is... Well, it might not have completely survived. being submerged. But let's give it a little. I hope it didn't. Oh man. All right, let me try this. Let me like smack it around a little bit. No, now it's fine. Oh, nope. Fuck. Yeah, no. Oh man. Come on now. I wonder if it's the camera, maybe? The camera is like the one thing that didn't get wet, though. No, it's the board. As soon as I tapped the board itself, it did that. It went full rainbow. Ready? I'm gonna tap the board. Ready? Board. Yep. Fuck! Oh! That's a super weird failure. Yeah, if I just push on the board, it goes full rainbow spec. Come on, man! Well, let me fly it around gentle, I guess. That's not gonna work. Oh, come on now! The whole point was that we compare these. I might take this. I also fucked up and showed someone else's video in this stream, which is gonna put a notification on their channel saying, "Hey, somebody else used." Wow, that one hit pretty good, and it's fine. And a lot of times when that happens, people will just click the file copyright claim thing, and if they do that, I will not be able to live stream. So I might take this. You guys might be watching an exclusive live stream right here, because I might take it down as soon as I finish up here to avoid all that. And also because, you know, the whole point of the stream is now kind of ruined. Although we're getting a little bit of flying in. What's going to suck, though, is when I inevitably crash this upstairs and have to run up there to go get it. But, yeah, I don't know. This is the BetaFPV Air. Oh, I got lucky. Well, maybe it's okay now. Maybe it's okay now. Oh! I haven't done like an exclusive stream in a while. I haven't done like a Patreon only stream in a while. So maybe you know, maybe oh, Teddy. Maybe this is the universe encouraging me to do that. Buddy boy! Seems to be pretty okay now. So, one of the things that we're gonna really look at between these is efficiency and runtime. Oh god! Wow, it's totally fine now. Woo! Boy. Okay, 2 minutes and 12. As you can see, not the best runtime. These are relatively fresh batteries too. We're gonna go directly over to the Mobula6 2024. Not completely fresh. Sorry. Not brand new batteries, but like less than 5 cycles on them. So pretty fresh batteries. All right. Mobula6 2024 with some lightweightening. Frame swap. Oh shit. Frame swap. Camera swap. Canopy swap. So, it's lighter. It's noticeably lighter. This is also the first time it's had an ORT antenna on it. Noticeably lighter. Noticeably more power. Same propellers. They're both on 1219Ss. Let's go upstairs. And yeah, so doing stuff up here, I can blip the throttle for a little bit less time. Oh wow, how have I never done that? How have I never matty flip the, I guess because it doesn't necessarily make sense. Oh god. What am I doing? No, 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 no. Oh god, no. Yes! Yes! Yo, look at this coffee table. We got this coffee table. Maggie got this coffee table. It must be for ants. It's so goddamn low. This is the height of a normal ottoman / coffee table. Well, here's another one. Ready? Oh, where did it go? Where's the white one? Yeah, this is like a normal coffee table height. And then there's this weird fucking Temu bullshit where it's like tiny. It's this tiny, it's worthless. I gotta take it all back apart, and then we gotta figure out how to send it back. It's just so stupid. Like, why is it so small? Who's that for? Who sits that low to the ground? I guess maybe against like a futon it would work. Mobula6 2024. Every once in a while, we do get a little tiny bit of jello, but you probably can't see that on the live stream. And these are analog rigs, so who kind of cares? You're never going to win a my footage looks better than yours competition, so whatever. This setup flies fantastic. I love the way that this camera looks, too. We don't have that weird auto white balance going all over the place, although there is some strange flickering that's happening. Please don't go in the sink. It's under the broom at the moment. This is an interesting situation that I, for some reason, can't get out of. Hey! Look at the runtime, my friends. Oh boy. We are already at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. In fairness, I did spend a bunch of time hovering this, looking at showing you guys the coffee tables, but we are not ready to come home and land yet. This thing is just going to keep going and going and going. Like me on Friday nights. Hey! That's what she said! Did she? She did. You guys saw the shirt. You guys saw my power. Hey, little dog. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Ooh. Get you some Mobula6 2024. Finally got a low battery warning at 3.5 minutes. It already went away. We're going to keep going. That's the biggest difference between these two rigs. Is that the Happy Model motors are just like infinitely efficient, and they make really good power. I don't know how they're doing it. My assumption is that they are perfectly optimizing the thickness of the windings. They're getting absolutely like as much copper as possible in the stator, but I don't know that. We should have some more information about that sooner than later, and that's all I can say about that. But yeah. So that's a big deal, right? Like 2 minutes and 15 seconds versus almost 4 minutes. Like, that's wild. The lower KV version of the Air65 does get more efficiency, and if you fly a little bit more carefully, you can get to 3 minutes with the Air65, but I'm not doing that. I'm flying roughly the same between the two of these. Let me do another battery on this guy, and I'm going to fly it really hard the whole battery instead of farting around and talking about coffee tables. Because that, like, just hovering really helps with runtime. So that was a... yeah, I did way more hovering just now on that battery than the Air65 battery. Cool. So let's do another one. Well, let's do this as well. Let me see what these batteries bounce back to voltage-wise. Here's the battery that I ran on the BetaFPV Air 65. It has bounced back to 373. It is now totally cold. This one is still warm, so it's still going to be bouncing back. And it's at 368. So that's probably going to go up to 370. See, it's already creeping up to 369. So I pretty much did discharge them down both the same amount. Jabo888 with a 10 Australian dollar super chat. He says, thanks for being you. Thank you for supporting me being me. What do you think of that? Yeah, let's fly this hard, like my pants are on fire, the entire battery, and we'll see. Let me see how low I can get the runtime on the Mobula6 2024. How about that? We'll go upstairs and I'll just hammer the living hell out of it. Teddy Spaghetti, how can I help you, sir? Almost Stevie Wondered it. Almost Stevie Wondered it. All right, here we go. Going upstairs. Straight upstairs. Flying hard. Can you guys look how good the video looks up here with this micro V antenna? This thing was getting a bunch of static up here with the crappy but ultra lightweight antenna. So, whoo, shit. Yeah, this micro V. Oh boy, there's crash recovery doing its thing. Oh my god! That was a hard hit. How did it bounce all the way into the kitchen? Holy hell. Oh! Oh! Whoa! Okay. Easy, big fella. Oh god! Uh-oh. We're in the cherry tomatoes. We're good. All is well. Uh-oh. Easy, easy. No! It went through the railing. God, was that lucky. Oh god. Careful. Careful. Get it going. Get it going. Get it going. Do it to the right. We did it to the left. We got to do it to the right. We'll try to go under. Ooh, it's hard to do it under the fan. Orbits take a good amount of battery juice. They're you're just constantly digging into the throttle to like fly past the object. Oh boy. And it uses up more juice than you would think. Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to go get it. Come on, I'm trying to throw it out. Yes! Oh my god, I can't believe that worked. Oh my god, I'm a genius! Oh, I'm not a genius. Uh-oh. Come on! All that stuff doesn't really affect the runtime because I'm constantly arming and disarming, and then when I arm it, I'm like going full throw. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think I might have knocked the antenna off. Maybe not. Oh shit! I thought the couch would move out of the way, apparently. Yeah, this is much of a more representative battery than the Air 6. You know what? The Air 65 battery that I flew, I had to go rescue it too. So yeah, we got to fly another Air 65 battery. Like I said in the beginning, I usually got like 3 minutes out of it. 2 minutes and 15 was awful low. I think that was because of the... Oh, it totally was. I had to unplug it a couple times. I mean, I only flew it for like a second before I had to unplug it, but still. Oh, shit! Man, it is fun to fly hard up here. Oh, that was ugly. I wanted to turn that into a big stair dive. So we are at 3 minutes. Wow. These lightweight rigs, man, like, you can just at the last second decide, like, stop going forward. And it's just, the immediacy is outrageous. Die! Man, you couldn't even see it, but I did go through there. I did go through those gates. Hey, hey! Hey! Ultimate Mega Power Up! Nope. No. Stop it! Mega Power Up! Oh, wow, that crash recovery was so cool. It kind of triggered twice. Oh, stop. And there's low battery. 3 minutes and 42 seconds. All right. let's do a fresh 300 on the Air 65. Hopefully I don't crash in the middle. Yeah, we'll get a nice little runtime comparison. Fresh 300, here we go. BetaFPV Meteor 65, Meteor Air 65. Ouch. Man, this antenna's getting hot. Why is this antenna getting so hot? Ouch! Oh boy, it rainbowed. Like right away. Oh boy, we got problems here, friends. This poor thing. I don't think this is long for this world. Is this antenna still getting really hot? Oh boy, what is happening? Damn it, dude! This rig flies really good. I want to test it, but the water just did not do it any favors. Okay, I'm going to be gentle with it, and we're just going to start flying it. This is the same runtime. This production version has gotten a little bit more runtime than the prototypes, but it's similar. Oh, god damn you! I'll be right back. Man, come on. Don't you bite the tiny whoops. Stop that. Alright, hold on. Let me grab another 300 mAh battery. I really want to try to get like a full battery run. Dog's name is Teddy Spaghetti. We call him that because he has worms. Just kidding, that's a Frasier joke. His full name is Theodore Barksdale, but I call him Teddy Spaghetti. All right, so Meteor 65 Air. Let's do it. So we're gonna add like 5 seconds to this runtime. You know what I mean? That's basically what we did. We flew up the stairs. And yeah, that's about 5 seconds. Cool. Wow, much darker. This camera is way darker. I really haven't back-to-backed these. It's still got really decent power. Not quite as much, I don't think. And the tune isn't quite as good. I still have this on the stock-ish tune. I think I've done 1 or 2 little tiny adjustments to the tune, but nothing drastic. The Mobula6 I have fully retuned. Like, it has a full custom tune on it. I mean, it's not much of a tune, but still. Cool. So I'm just gonna keep this thing moving. I'm just gonna keep it moving fast up here. That's how you really torture a battery. It's all about ground speed. And so as long as I just keep whipping around like this, I'm not going to go as nuts because if I crash this hard, it's going to go full rainbow on me. But yeah, I'm just going to keep it moving around the room here. Oh shit! Please, please, yes! Oh shit! It's almost like it only goes full rainbow when the battery is fully charged, maybe? That might make some sense. More juice, and there's like something that's shorting in there because it might have rusted a little bit, right? And then there's 2 contacts that are now a little too close together. I don't know electricity. No! All right, so that's 1 minute and 42 though. So call that 1 minute and 47. I'm gonna go get it. Okay. So, thus far, we are at 1 minute and 47. Minute and 47. Here we go. Take right back off. Let's stop it, Teddy. Let's call it 1 minute and 50. Oh God, what am I doing? Oh God, why? Let's call it 1 minute and 50 because we'll give it another couple seconds from me running up and down the stairs. And then we'll do a lot of the same stuff down here. So we're at 1:50. Oh! Oh, God! All right, so 1:50. Let's keep going. There's a quick low battery. We're going to look for that sustained low battery. There's a much more sustained low battery. Let's give it another second, though. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So 1:50 plus another 54. So there we go. That's what, 240? Oh, Teddy. That's in the shoe. Yeah, so 240 versus, I don't remember what the Mobula6 2024 was when I was flying it hard. So, yeah, there you go. 3 minutes of runtime from the Air65. 3.5 to 4 minutes with the Mobula6 2024 is basically what I'm going to say. Depends on how hard you fly it, yada, yada, yada. What props you put on it, all that. I got to be honest, I'm very sad that I destroyed this thing. I'm very, very sad that that water ate it. That blows. Because it really does fly great. And to be able to buy a rig that kind of... It doesn't necessarily prevent you from... You know, it's funny. Like, it doesn't prevent you from upgrading it at all. But the fact that the camera and canopy are already plenty lightweight is kind of really nice, because then it's like, oh, I don't have to upgrade it. You know what I mean? And I mean, you don't have to upgrade the Mobula6 2024 either, but you certainly can. I'll be super curious how this is once I've moved... Well, I don't know if I'm going to fully upgrade this now because it's broken. And it's probably only going to get worse with the VTX. So I will at least pull this apart and get some weights. I'm really curious what happens to the all-up weight of this when you put it onto the Cockroach Lite AF frame. So, yeah, there's that. Damn, man. I can't believe... I've had so many rigs get fully submerged, and then I dry them out for 24 hours and they're good to go. I think the mistake that I made with this one is that when I took it out of the dog bowl, I didn't unplug it immediately. I started shaking all the water off. That was a dumb thing to do. Let's go back to the... Well, let me get caught up on chat. Where were we? There we go. Danzel the Terrible says, a trick question for you. I did my first crappy, awkward matty flip today. What is a good exit move for a matty flip? Just kind of found myself parked there at the end. The trick with the matty flip... Let's do it. I'll show you. We'll talk about it. The trick with the matty flip is generating enough backwards momentum that there is something that you can do. What happens more often than not with matty flips is you generate just a tiny little bit of backwards momentum, and then you do this stupid little like crawl until you see the object and you're like, yes, I did a matty flip. Or it stalls out completely and then you're just stuck. So the key is to have enough momentum going backwards to then be able to do something. Yaw it around, flip it over. There's a couple different things that you can do. It's a really, really good question. Let's run some 260. No. We'll save those. We'll do a head-to-head with those. I'm going to do another 300 mAh battery. I'll use a Weebleed. A beat-up, older battery here. So, the main key to a matty flip is when you blip full throttle. And it's super easy. You just do it when you're looking straight up. So if you're flying outside, it's when your whole view is all sky. When you go full throttle, when your camera is pointing straight up, right? Camera has a little bit of up tilt. When the camera is pointing straight up, if you go full throttle, you're gonna front flip, and then you're going to be dropping altitude, and then when your camera is looking straight up right here, you go full throttle, and it's both going to keep you from hitting the ground because you got some thrust going down, and then you have a bunch of thrust going forwards. So when you see all sky, you go full throttle, and it'll give you that backwards momentum, and it'll also keep you from hitting into the ground. And so that's like the main trick. But then, yeah, it is kind of awkward once you're going backwards, but there are some ways out. There are some ways to make it look like it was on purpose. Come on, ELRS, you can do it. You can do it! Come on! There it is. Come on, don't give me a timer to arm. Alright, so we will practice over here. Hopefully I don't hit Teddy. So, we've matty... Oh, for fuck's sake. Let me do it upstairs around the fan. It's not much of a matty flip, but it'll give me more room to kind of show you this. So we're going to matty flip the fan. So we go up, full sky, full throttle, and that gives us the backwards momentum. One of the easiest things to do is just to rock it back forward. Stay steady on the sticks, and then just have... It's almost like a rewind. I can't do it up there with the fan. I don't have enough... Okay. Fuck was that? What is happening? Why is the video gone to hell? Did the antenna come unplugged? What's happening? Hold on. It would be better to show you in the simulator, but we'll be alright. No, the antenna's fine. Why was the video getting so bad? That was weird. Okay. So, easy answer to the question is you can yaw it around. Fucking come on! Jesus fucking Christ. Easy, dog. Easy. Hold on. Okay, great. Let's try it here. See if I have a little bit more room here. Full throttle, and then you rock it right back forward. Right? So that's one of the easiest things to do. That's what I do with the tiny whoops a lot, just because it's space limited, but there are some other cool things. Ready? Let's see if I can get this. God damn it. See if I can get this. This will be super cool if I can get this. So it's the next one is going into like a almost like a power loop. Like that. Right? So at the end of it, you then pitch back. You're pitching forward. Forward, 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 forward. Fuck you. Fuck you. Stop! Okay. We're going to pretend like we've come through the end of the matty flip. And we've caught it. And then you can throw it back like that. That's one of my favorites. Especially if you've got a situation where... I mean, let me see if I can do it. Right? If I'd had that lined up left to right properly, that would have been dope. It would have dropped in there. So there's a really cool way that you can kind of link it into something else. Right? Right into pitch back. One of the other ways, I don't know if I'll have enough room to do this, but we'll give it a shot, is... No. Well, look, you can practice. At the end of the matty flip, you're going backwards. So all you have to do is generate some backwards momentum, and you can practice. There's yawing it around. Do that again. Pretend like we matty flip through here. Yaw it around, back into it. Great, way to go. Yeah, I can't get anything right now. So yeah, you can yaw it back around. You can also start to do like... Well, you can't really... I mean, if you roll, you're going to have to add a bunch of other shit in. Yeah. The two main things are going to be yaw it around and then throw it backwards. If you throw it backwards like this, then you can add roll in. But roll doesn't really work when you're flying backwards, right? If you fly backwards and then you roll, you're still flying backwards. Although I guess you could do that. I guess you could... As it slows down, use that roll to kind of rock you into a different direction, and or just go back forward again. Just fucking plinkoed the other tiny whoop. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but like I said, you can practice it by just going backwards. Get low to the ground, fly backwards a little bit, and just try each different stick orientation, right? There's only 6 things that you can do. Yaw left, yaw right, pitch forward, pitch back, roll left, roll right. And so just do each one of them, right? And then add a second. And this is where it exponentially gets crazier. But in certain situations, there's nothing. If you're going backwards and you yaw it around, there's no other stick movement. That's it. You then fly away. So 2 of the options are gone. Yaw left, yaw right. Pitch back. If you pitch it back and flip it like this, your next movement can be to roll it over one way, to roll it over the other way, or you can pitch it all the way back, right? You've pitched back halfway, you can pitch back the rest of the way and then deal with the momentum and then fly back forwards. You can pitch back and then roll out one way, roll out the other way. Flying backwards, you can technically pitch forward, and now it's the same scenario. Flying backwards, pitch forward, and you're in the same thing. Roll out one, roll out the other. Technically, you could flip it back and yaw it, but now you're flying backwards inverted, and now you have to add a third input. Maybe you just pitch it forward, maybe you pitch it backwards, and you can fly out, right? So there's there's not a whole hell of a lot you could do. There's that first movement where you're going to go 90 degrees in 180 degrees in one direction, and then sometimes there's going to be a second input. You could throw a third in, but typically there's so much going on. Don't do that. Like, just flip it back, do like a big power loop or something like that, flip it back and roll out of it, or just yaw. If you use yaw coming out of it, you're done. You've rolled around, and now you're flying forwards again, right side up, away you go. So yeah, great question, brother. Really, really good question. It's hard. The end of a matty flip, you're so fucking happy that you didn't destroy everything that you're like, yeah, wait, shit, I gotta keep flying. And so that's a super common thing to be like, oh, wait, shit, now what do we do? But all you gotta do is get a little bit of backwards momentum, and then you can practice it. And the simulator is absolutely beautiful for that. Jbo888 says, sorry for all the questions, just haven't caught you live in a few days. When going props out to props in, do you need to swap the props around as well? Absolutely. Yep, you need to swap the props around, and then in the motors tab, you need to tell it props out versus props in. Jay Fuente says, if you haven't tested the Newbie Drone Flow 0702 29,000 kV, maybe those. I tested those eons ago. They're great. Thinking swapping stock Hummingbird motors for those. Yeah, they're really good. They're not as good as the Happy Model 0702, 29,000s, 30,000s, 28,000s, but they're pretty good. They're as good as the BetaFPV 702s. Matter of fact, the BetaFPV 702s might be made by the same company as the Newbie Drone 0702s. They have the same height, where the propeller sits up a little bit higher than the Happy Model motors, and they have about the same runtime. So it wouldn't surprise me that if they're made in the same spot. I have no info on that. That's totally, yeah, me just taking a guess. Cole Power says it's dead, Jim. Straker says I don't think it survived that dog bowl. There's no P in there. Astrometanum. Wow, that is hard to say. Astrometanomaly. I can't say it. Astro just retracted his message. Render says it's the camera. Cole Powers says time to replace the camera. Nope, it is the O. It is the AIO. Render says I wonder if there's moisture under one of the chips still. I wouldn't think that there's moisture in there because there was a fan hammering this thing for 24 full hours. I would think that there's a little tiny bit of rust. But rust is non-conductive? I don't know. Cole Power says, let's see if you can rinse it with iso alcohol. Could be shmoo from the water bowl still on the board. That's a good idea. I will try that at the end of the stream. Notice says, could you not remove the audio and talk over it? It's not about the audio, it's about the video. I played somebody else's video on my stream, and that always triggers a thing. Cole Power says, or is it fine? It is unfortunately not. Striker says, right before you unplugged it, did the thing turned all green? Jabo says, any benefit to upgrading antennas on an Emax Transporter 2 goggles, or is the range quality restricted by the hardware? Micro V antenna on the way to start will stick with linear antennas. Yeah, upgrading antennas always will give you, well, if the stock antenna is just like a whip antenna or like nothing spectacular, then yes, upgrading antennas is always a good idea. The other thing that's nice about upgrading antennas is they're for life. Like you upgrade an antenna on those goggles. If down the road you get fat sharks, you can still use the antenna. It's still going to be SMA. So yeah, upgrading antennas is always a good choice. That antenna will be with you forever until you break it. Although they're pretty strong. Antennas on your goggles, you're never really going to break. So yeah, get some good antennas. It always helps. Asher says, your schnauzers are so cute. I have one and they're awesome. What's his name? Talked about that. He is absolutely adorable. Boy, are they a lot. He is, I mean, he's still a puppy. He's only like 3, I think. So yeah, hopefully he calms down, but apparently from what we've read, the breed doesn't necessarily really calm down. And he's a lot. Like Maggie and I'll just want to be like relaxing on the couch watching a show or a movie or something, and he's just like in our faces, just like taking his soggy, disgusting toys and dropping them on us over and over and over again. But yeah, he's a good dude. And he's still a puppy, so he'll be fine. Tedward Spaghettward. Astro with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. Denzel the Terrible says, I had no backwards momentum, 6 packs of Matties tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, it's hard to generate that backwards momentum, but it's all about, think of it this way. When you do a power loop, you gradually increase the throttle until you're full throttle, and then you chop the throttle, right? When you do a Matty flip, it's the reverse. You wait. You hammer the throttle here, and then you gradually reduce the throttle. And by hammering the throttle here, that's what's going to give you the majority of that rearward momentum. You also need to kill the forward momentum, right? Like when you come up over the top and you chop the throttle, it just keeps traveling forward. So you got to wait until here to, right? So you got to give it a big old blast of throttle. Don't ease into the throttle like you do on a power loop. Hammer it and then ease off of it on a Matty flip. And then on a power loop, you ease into it and you chop it, because if you don't chop it, you start to drive yourself into the ground. So yeah, it's the throttle application is completely backwards, Matty flips versus power loops, which makes sense because they're just reversed, right? Fly in, back and around versus fly in, around and back, right? Double FPV says, what cheap kind of camera can I get for decent overhead video on my desktop, like your build area setup? Have you tried it in the Amazon stuff? I haven't. This is a Logitech C900 or C920. It's okay. I don't love it. I haven't really tried many cameras, but luckily here on YouTube, there's like 11 billion reviews of every single webcam imaginable. So yeah, one of the really popular things to do is actually use your phone. If you're on an iPhone, they've added some really nice integration to make these really good webcams. So if you can find a mounting setup, iPhones are some of the best webcams at the moment. So yeah, but I haven't really tested many webcams, unfortunately. CBFPV says, didn't meet the hen enter. I was saying I killed a cell on my 6S LiPo. Is it worth it to take one more cell to make it a 4S, or is it useful as a 5S? 5S is nice sometimes, but it's pretty rare. I would either throw the whole thing away, because diving into those things and removing cells and switching balance leads over can get sketchy fast. So personally, I would just throw it away. LiPos are not expensive enough to warrant like it catching on fire on the bench and something bad possibly happening. But yeah, if it were me, I would pull another cell off and make it a 4S. Striker says, thoughts on the 260 mAh batteries so far? They're good as long as it's a very lightweight rig with lower sub 30,000 kV motors. Above 30,000 kV, they're no good. They sag too much. And on heavier rigs, you're just not going to get the runtime out of them. But yeah, these new super lightweight 28,000 kV rigs, they're really nice. I'm going to run one or two of them in a minute here. Let me just get some of the hair out of this guy. Jesus, this thing is disgusting. Astro says, my Schnauzer is sort of calm, but he's 3 years old. Juju says, do you know any places that have batteries under 300 mAh in stock, BT 2.0 preferably? Not off the top of my head, no. But I mean, if you just search Google for like, they're under 300 is 260. There is no other size. So if you Google search 260 mAh 1S BT 2.0, it'll pretty much show you the majority of the places that are going to have it. But yeah, 260 is really the only sub 300 mAh battery that you're going to find with a BT 2.0. Cool. I'm caught back up again. So yeah, speaking of, let's fly a couple of these 260s. Let's try the Air65. See how long it'll fly before inevitably exploding. Antenna gets hot, maybe because I've removed that ground plane. Or whatever the hell it is. It might not be called, I might be calling it the wrong thing. Well. Alright, we're good. Here we go, 260 mAh battery on the Air65. Away we don't go because ELRS hasn't connected yet. Come on, you got it. There it is. I hear somebody running around upstairs. Let's see who it is. Let's investigate. Let's fly our surveillance drone upstairs. There's a teddy. That's just a teddy. Oh god, no. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh god! Woo! Oh! These 260 mAh batteries are a full gram lighter. You do not get as much power, even when the battery is fresh. It definitely sags worse when you go full throttle, but boy, is it floaty. I really do like these batteries. I don't think I'm going to switch or anything like that, but I like having 4 of them. It's super cool to see what these things fly like at 1 less gram. Woo, shit. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why can't I just not crash? Got lucky on that one, though. Oh, boy. Oh, I got away with murder on that one. So yeah, we'll see what the runtime is like on these 260s. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, this battery's starting to sag like crazy already. Oh! I knocked it over. I was about to say, I just nipped the lid of the of my little water bottle there. It made a funny little noise. I doubt you guys could hear it. Oh god. Nah, I want to get back in there. Come on. Ah! Didn't line it up right. See if I can get it. Ugh! Trying to do a little combo move. This to this. Oh, didn't make it. I'm trying to dive the newbie drone gate like this, like that. That's what I was trying to do, but didn't quite get there. That's okay. All right, 1 low battery warning. Let's wait for the second one. Hey. Or not the second one, the constant one. There it is. That's more constant. 3.38. We're coming down 2 minutes and 32 seconds. And now we're going to put that... Hey, it waited for rainbow mode until the bitter end. Thank you for that, Air65. And now we're going to go straight over to the Mobula6 2024 upgraded. And we will see what's what. There's the dog's ass. Yeah, you couldn't see. He turned around already. He was very self-conscious. What's up, Fly Zone? Here we go. Mobula6 2024 with mad upgrades. Oh, boy. This is going well. Okay. It's fine. We're fine. More power for sure. That whole thing there was me adjusting to more power. Lower hover point, too. Which comes from more power. One of the things more power does is it lowers the hover point. Much brighter camera. This Runcam Nano 3 is doing... I mean, like, look up here, right? Like, I can actually see where I'm going up here. The CO3 camera with the Beta65 is like, just dark up in the upstairs, in the little loft area. My God, Maggie bought such a cool fucking house here. Seriously, what the hell? Oh, boy! Alright. Trying to fly it roughly the same. I think it was... I don't know when... I don't know where the battery was that I came downstairs, but probably... We probably want to come downstairs soon, I think, right? Woo! Yeah, it's probably about time. Come down. So, I mean, there you go, right? Like, how do we get out of a matty flip? That's a matty flip there, and, like, when space is limited, I tend to just rock it right back forward. You have to rock it back forward, like, on purpose, though. It can't be, like, accidental, right? Like, if you're gonna send it back forward, you want to do it with, like, a little throttle blip. In the same way that you would do a rewind. Fuck! Stop it! Oh, come on. That was unbelievably awkward. See what I mean? Like, basically, when it stops, when you rock it back forward, the moment that it freezes, and it's no longer traveling backwards or forwards, that's when you want to give it a little hit of throttle, so that, so yeah, it doesn't look like you're just not doing anything. You want to do something. Jesus Christ. Come on, man! Why do you hate me? I just wanted to get it out of there. Oh, wow, that was... I hate you. Stop it! You fucking motherfucker, come on! Let me out of here! I agree, Teddy. I agree. Hey, is battery ever gonna die? What the hell? Oh my God, I missed it. Ah! Oh God, no! I'm gonna have to go get that. Oh my God, I can't believe I got it out of there. Absolutely outrageous runtime right now. Yeah, 337. Jesus, a full extra minute of runtime. A good amount of that's coming from the weight. Let me weigh these two. Let me weigh these two guys. That's a lot of runtime for a 260 mAh battery. It is lighter. This rig is lighter than the Air65, but that's also down to the motors. The Happy Model motors are magical in terms of power and efficiency, as we continue to talk about. Air65 with the lighter weight antenna is, wow, it's down into the 16.87 grams, 16.85 grams, and then fully upgraded cool, 16.66 grams. It was 16.4 on the ultralight antenna. The ORT Micro V has added 0.2 of a gram. So these two are almost the exact same weight. So this was a really good test. I'm really glad that we did the test this way. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I dig it. Let me get caught back up on Chad. Mark G says, started whoops following your ultimate freestyle build, then upgraded motors to BetaFPV 0702 30,000s, reignited my love for FPV. Thanks, man. You're certainly welcome, brother. Yeah, me too, to some extent. Having tiny whoops that rip like this inside the house is really, really cool. It's just so good. It's just so goddamn good to be able to fly hard and practice like the full three-dimensional moves, right, that we do outside inside the house. Like, it's just that's so fucking cool. Not having to always go into the simulator is really, really nice. And for it to be this challenging is also super fun because it makes you, you know, like early days of the hobby, one of the really exciting things is how goddamn difficult it was. And this is that, right? Oh, man. It is just all about rainbow mode. Oh, boy. It seems to really not like when the batteries are fully charged. Uh-oh. Is it all the way dead now? Uh-oh. 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 Hey! No. Bastard. Come on. No! I think it's all the way dead, my friends. Nope. Yep. Yeah. I believe that's all she wrote. That's a shame. 100% my fault, too. Maybe? Nope. As soon as I move it. Damn! Alright, well, let's fly another 260 on the we've already done an awful lot of flying. You guys want to see me fly anymore? What else can I do for the last 10 or so minutes? Fart? Should I just fart for 10 minutes straight? Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to weigh the little risers that come with the Meteor 65 airframe. That's a good thing to do. Let's do that. We'll weigh the risers and kind of talk about them real quick here. Somebody asked me another question. We'll do Q&A till the end. So yeah, I don't know. Look, we are spoiled rotten for choices right now in ultra lightweight tiny whoops. We're very lucky to have two different options. Mobula6 2024, I think realistically is better for somebody that's going to plan on upgrading. Especially because you can get it with motor plugs nowadays. The version 2 Mob 6 2024 has motor plugs, and that's a big deal. And that makes the distinction between these two really, really simple. If you want to tweak it, if you want to mod it, if you want to upgrade it, Mobula6 2024 version 2. If you want to have something that's great right out of the box and you can just leave it the hell alone, BetaFPV Air65. Can you upgrade the Air65? Of course, but I don't think it makes as much sense to, because the camera and canopy are already as light as the upgraded one for the Mobula6. The frame is about as light as it's going to get, and it's a good mix for these motors. So yeah, this is a much better choice for not upgrading it. The little risers are 0.12 grams. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. That's a significant amount of weight. That's also a significant amount of weight to add to the ends of the arms. So yeah, don't do that. If you're going to run Happy Model motors, use the Newbie Drone Lite AF frame. In my opinion, this is the best of the Tiny Whoop frames at the moment, and so why would you not use that? The next question might be, what is a fully upgraded... Well, this thing is blown up, so let's take it apart. Yeah. Let's take this apart, and we can weigh the stuff. Yeah. Oh! Hey, I have one of these frames. Here, let's see. Oh my god. Hold on. I have one of these frames. We'll see what this frame weighs compared to the Lite AF. 2.61 grams for the Air65 frame. And then the Lite AF frame, I'm pretty sure it's lighter. Yeah, 2.4 grams. But here's the thing. So 0.2 of a gram difference in the frames themselves, but the Lite AF, you're going to use the really short motor screws, and that's going to make it even lighter. So the plastics themselves, the Lite AF is 0.2 of a grams lighter. I wouldn't be surprised if you saved another 0.2 of a gram, if not 0.3, from the shorter hardware, because the motor mount bases on the Lite AF frame and the Cockroach 65 V3 frame are much thinner. The Air 65 frame has the regular, like, thick-ish motor mount bases. So yeah, you're going to save... I'm going to say 0.3 to 0.5 of a gram by going to the Lite AF frame on the Air 65. So if you buy an Air 65 and you do choose to upgrade it, I don't know how much lighter the Happy Model motors might be. We can check that too. Let me take this thing apart as quick as I possibly can, and I will desolder one of the motors. I mean, this thing has to come apart anyway because it's broken. Yeah, I will desolder one of the motors, and we'll weigh the motors. I think the BetaFPV motors are lighter, though, actually, now that I think about it. I believe they might be... I believe that's one of their little claims to fame, is that their 0702s are a bit lighter. Not many people switched to their 0702s, though, because they've been out for a while. Not many people switched because they're not as efficient because of the differences in runtime that we've been seeing tonight. But yeah, let's take a real quick look here. If I pull, let me turn on the soldering iron here. So I've got a Happy Model. Nope, that's an 0603. Here's one. Here's an 0702. Let me just pull this prop off of it. This is a 36,000 kV, but it doesn't matter. They're all the same weight. Well, could be different weights. They should all be the same weight, but it depends on the thickness of the windings. So this isn't a perfect comparison, but still a comparison nonetheless. Okay. Yeah, this has to come apart. So let's pull one of these motors. And wow, that soldering iron stinks. Why does it stink so bad? All right, motor. Pull the propeller. And let's get this desoldered real quick. I don't have to do a good job with this because this AIO is blown up. There we go. Okay. BetaFPV Air65 0702 with no motor plug is wow, it's really light. 1.31 grams versus Happy model 0702 with the motor plug. 1.45. That's not nearly as much of a difference as I thought. 1.45 versus 1.30, 1.31. So, but you would cut the connector off, right? And at that point, I bet you these motors would weigh exactly the same amount. So I think what that means is if you fully upgrade, well, yeah. What that means is if you fully upgrade an Air65, extra lightweight antenna, there's the extra motor. Here's the canopy screws. Okay, so with the lightweight antenna, the Air65 comes down to 16.85 grams. And then you're going to remove another minimum 0.4 of a gram by switching the frame. And then you switch the motors, and that's going to be a wash. So in theory, the fully upgraded Air65 could potentially be 16.3 grams, which is pretty much exactly what this was before I added the ORT antenna. So that's not surprising at all. And what that means is, yeah, get the Air65 if you don't want to fully upgrade it. Get the Meteor, the Mobula6 2024 if you want to fully upgrade it. Or it means get whichever one you want. It doesn't really matter nearly as much as you'd think. If the cameras, you guys got to see both cameras tonight. The Mobula6 2024 had a bit of a rough start. When it first came out, there were a bunch that people were complaining about reliability. That really has kind of gone away. I think maybe they had a bad run at first or something like that, or maybe they just shipped a ton of them at once, and when you ship a ton of something at once, there's going to be a bunch that fail out of the box. Yeah, I don't know. I've talked to a whole bunch of people that have got a bunch of Mobula6 2024s that they're 50, 100, 200 batteries into, and they're holding up totally fine. Mine have been completely bulletproof. So I don't think... And the Air65 just came out, so we have absolutely no idea what the reliability is going to be like. Yeah, the prototypes held up pretty well, but there were some problems there as well. So yeah, I don't think reliability is going to be a determining factor. I think you're pretty safe getting either one. Yeah. I personally... I think I like the Mobula6 2024 better, especially because the current generation has the motor plugs, and that's just going to make you not pull your hair out. But it's not that hard to solder these motors up, and it's good practice, and it'll teach you how to solder and get you better at soldering, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, there you go, my friends. There's an upgrade path for the Meteor 65. There's what it'll weigh. It's basically going to weigh exactly the same as a... This is... I'm really happy, actually. I'm really happy that the weights ended up this way. And it doesn't surprise me that the weights ended up this way. The Mobula6 2024, they've put everything on the AIO. And they shrunk the AIO down a little bit in the corners. You see how there's a little bit of a gap in the... right here? And then down here and up here and over here, right? So they eliminated a little bit of AIO material to make the AIO a little bit lighter than the 2G4. BetaFPV really cut down the size of the AIO by cutting this whole front part off, but then they put the receiver on an external board here. And so the extra weight that they've saved by cutting the AIO up here, they've put right back into this external receiver. And it's actually really, really nice that the weights even out between each one of them doing that. I was kind of hoping that the Air65, we would be able to get down below 16 grams without doing all kinds of silly shit. But it's not super surprising that we can't because, yeah, they're putting all the same components on these. They're just kind of moving them around a little bit. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. The new gen of Tiny Whoops, you can get them down to 16.5 grams. with not major sacrifices and still have them be very durable. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Last couple of questions, and then we're going to shut this mother down. It is exactly midnight right now. Andrew Taylor says, found some guys who drive RC drift cars. Hell yeah. I have a Mobula6 2024 with a ball sack canopy and Gemfan bi-blades. What is this a good setup for chasing them? Absolutely. But for your first 200 or 300 batteries, your setup isn't going to matter. It's all stick time. Get your throttle expo absolutely dialed in perfectly, and just go put the time in. Bring as many batteries as you can, and bring a wave charging them, and fly back to back to back to back batteries. Get there when they get there, and leave when they leave. Like, take the whole amount of time and just fucking, yeah, just brute force your muscle memory, because boy is it tough. But when you get good at it, it is so rewarding. So yeah, don't focus on your setup. The Mobula6 2024 is great. It's nice and lightweight. Just focus on stick time and getting your throttle expo absolutely nailed down. Juju says, what size drill bit do you need for the Cockroach Lite AF? It is 9/64. But you should have a drill bit set, and then you just, grab the one that's a little bit too, just step it up. But yeah, 9/64 I'm pretty sure is the right one. You only need to, here's the thing, you only need to open the hole up the tiniest little bit. So whatever drill bit just barely doesn't fit, that's the one that you want. That's the name of my sex tape. Juju says, what size screws are the shorter ones? I don't know what you mean. Tell me more. Justin Bates says, any thoughts on the Air65? I have a Mobula6 2024. I'm looking to get a 75mm rig for more outdoor flying. I've forgotten to look at the Air65. I think I know what it is, but let's take a look. So I assume that this is the Air65 frame, and that's the frame that I use on my Walksnail 1S rig. So we've seen that frame before. I'm assuming it's the same AIO. 21 grams, that's pretty light. Yeah, it's the same camera and canopy. What motors? 0802 23,000 kV motors. That's all right. I wish they were 25, but that's getting there. Those motors are okay. It's probably really good. It's probably really good. The motors are going to be direct soldered. Okay, so here you go. Here it is. Same exact scenario. If you want a 75mm Jungle Gym Basher and you don't want to mod it or upgrade it, Air65. If you want to upgrade and mod a 75mm Jungle Gym Basher, Mobula6 ELRS 1S. It's going to have motor plugs. You can swap on the iGao motors for 27,000 kV, which is going to make significantly more power than this. Yeah. The Mobula6 V4 frame is great. It's 1 gram heavier than this, but you're going to have more power. So the Mobula6 full tilt build is going to be a little bit heavier, but a little bit more powerful. And for outdoor stuff, that's probably going to be a better deal than lighter and less powerful. Let me weigh the Jungle Gym Basher. This is with a very heavy antenna. This is a full whip antenna. So this thing will lose like a half a gram, I think. I'm going to subtract that. So this is 23.8. Once I swap the antenna, this would probably be 23.3. And then they're saying that this guy is... What worries me is that they just say 21 grams. I doubt that it's 21.0 grams. It's probably like 21 grams and change. Oh, no, there we go. 21.0. They called out the 0.0. So 23.3, 21. So 2.3 extra grams. But again, it's going to make more power. It's going to have motor plugs, which make motor swaps a lot easier. For a Jungle Gym Basher, you're going to beat the shit out of it. So I personally, I would lean towards the Mobula6 build for the easier motor swaps. and the more sort of modability to it. But I bet you the Air 75 is great. I bet you it flies great. Also, I'll bet you it's going to be the same deal. I'll bet their motors are not going to be quite as efficient as these Happy Model 0802 27,000 kV motors. These iGal motors are not always available, so you might, today you might not be able to build this. The Air 75 you can probably just order. They're probably both going to be absolutely fantastic. I don't think you'll be disappointed with either one. But for me, it's going to be the Happy Model rig for the motor plugs and, yeah, a little bit better sort of modability. The camera also plugs in on this, so you can swap cameras a little bit easier if you can find a camera with the same plug, which you won't be able to. Juju says, the shorter screws for the motors on the Cockroach Lite AF frame. Oh, yeah, I don't know what size they are, but they come with the frame, so you don't need to know what size they are. When you buy the frame, you'll get them. Justin Bates with the last question of the live stream. He says, it looks mostly the same, but they listed you as a beta flyer, so I wanted to know if it was decent. Did they really? They did. And they spelled my name wrong. What the hell? Koititi. Oh, they put a link? Tell me they didn't link to... Wow, look at them! They linked to my fucking YouTube. That's very cool of them. Yeah, they didn't send me the Air 75. But they did send me the 65, which is very, very cool of them. There you go, my friends. I hope you enjoyed. I'm very sad that I destroyed the Air 65 by crashing it into the food bowl, into the dog's water bowl, rather. But hey, that's tiny whooping, man. The sink and your animals' water bowls are lava, and sometimes you got to crash into lava, bro. Thanks for hanging. CiottiFPV.com is the website that you can go to support me. I'm completely crowdfunded, so please do something. Click the thumbs up. Change your bookmarks over to the affiliate links. The affiliate links make a really big difference, and they don't cost anybody money. So definitely, if you use bookmarks, change your bookmarks over to my affiliate links. If you don't use bookmarks and you just type the beginning of the website into your URL bar, you can still hook a brother up. Type AMA in for Amazon and remove the suggestion from your URL bar, and then hit my affiliate link a bunch of times, and then it'll think that when you type AMA, you want to go to my affiliate link. You can do that with all the different GetFPV, Race Day Quads, Pirate, all them. And yeah, it's you can still use coupon codes. You can still get free shipping. Doesn't affect you in any way. Buy something fun for my Etsy. Work with me one-on-one on Fiverr if you really want to learn quickly. And maybe buy yourself a t-shirt. I do have a medium The Collective t-shirt that is for sale. Message me if you're interested. If you're doing a Walksnail 2S 75mm build, I have the M1.2 by 12 screws that you need. Let me know. Thanks for hanging, my friends. I'll see you again on Friday at 7 o'clock. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Here comes some more Walksnail drift car chasing. Bye-bye! I am ready.
Thank you.